Okay, I'm gonna try to break this thing down. I know a lot of people have been doing things like this, but uh, I think I've looked at so many of them, I've pretty much covered everything. But I'm gonna break it down for you. Here's, if you look on the FBI versions, routine traffic stop, that's false. Failure to comply, that's false. Tried to run over agent, false. Shot drawing a gun, false. Calling it a shootout, false. Well within their standard operating procedures, false. So I'm going to I'll try to slow this down, stop it when I need to, and show you guys each step. He was murdered, and their own video proves it. So I'll be back here in just a second. Okay, you can see now that they've pulled him over. He stopped, and if you notice, uh, one comes up behind him, and then there's another FBI vehicle that pulls up to the right side of them. Now, if you can call that a routine stop, I've never been stopped like that. But you'll notice as this moves along that SWAT team gets out of the one on the left. They're out coming out now, and they've got a dog with them. But they don't approach the vehicle, and this goes on for about 8 to 10 minutes, from what I can tell, without anybody approaching the vehicle, supposedly. Now, the bad news about this is that's what this video shows, but the actual eyewitness accounts of it is that someone somewhere in here, Ryan uh, Bundy, gets out of the truck and tells them that they want to see a sheriff. They want to talk to sheriff before anything goes down, and they basically tell him that's not going to happen. And he gets back in the truck. Now, if you look at this thing, nobody ever comes or goes out of that truck. This tape is edited. If you look at the date on this tape, it's the 27th. That's 2 days after the shooting, after this actually took place. That's when this thing was edited. Okay, and there's second drone right there, just picked up on camera, and that's where they spliced this thing in. So that's the Jeep. I assume that Ammon Bundy was in. They said that they apprehended them. I don't know if they're in there or not. But that right there was where the second drone came in, and that's where they spliced this thing. But if you look at the count that they've got here, nobody ever leaves this vehicle, and it just sits there, and they're not doing anything they say or whatever. Okay, but now I'm getting ready to show you something here. I'm going to try to slow it down so that you can see actually what takes place. So hang on for a minute, okay? On the bottom right of your screen there, you're going to see a shooter. I'm calling him a shooter. Comes out, takes a shooting stance, and I believe shoots. And I believe this is where they shot the passenger's mirror. He's in a shooting stance. And the other thing you need to take watch of is watch how methodical these guys are. They're not worried they're going to get shot at or anything. That gives you a good idea of what's actually going on here. It's pretty methodical, pretty well planned out, I believe. Uh, anyway, so they come down here, and then I don't know if I'm going to leave this in the slow mode for right now, because I'm trying to figure out where these guys start shooting at the back of the truck. But I'll try to point out the flashes to you when they do. So I'm going to stop for a minute here. You see how lax these guys are? They're not worried that anybody's coming out of the truck firing at them at all, or they wouldn't be there. I've been in a war situation. This stance of this shooter over here is not the way I would be if there were problems. Okay? So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm going to keep it in slow here for a few. But one thing I'm having a hard time finding the flashes that I wanted to show you guys. Maybe it'll show up better on yours in full screen. But I put a little arrow where I thought you should watch. So just keep your eye on that if you're watching this. The other thing I want to point out right now is you see this truck has two tail lights, right? So I'm going to point out in a little bit here whether you can see the flash or not. It's happening because this right tail light winds up being gone after a little bit here. I'll point it out when we get there, but hang on. Okay, I speeded it up a little bit so that I could get a little bit more done here with this. You'll see my marker that I set up for you guys to watch. Originally I counted 3 muzzle flashes. I'm struggling finding them now, but if you keep your eyes on that area anywhere in this film, some of you may be able to see it where I'm not seeing it. My eyes are getting shot anyway from looking at this thing so much. But as you can see, this goes on quite a while, and like I said, all of the time here, nobody exits that vehicle whatsoever. And as I pointed out, you can tell by the stances of the teams back here. They're not concerned that somebody's coming out blazing with guns or anything like that. So now I think I'm probably gonna try to slow this down and see if because I don't want to miss what we're trying to see here. Well, like I said, this looked, the best I could tell, looked like about an 8 to 10 minute stop with supposedly nothing happening. Now that's what their video shows, but I showed you where both date-wise and where it switched to another drone. And that's I'm guessing that's where they edited it. But absolutely nobody exits this vehicle, which isn't true. That did not happen that way. And they actually got shot at after they exited the vehicle and said that they wanted to talk to a sheriff, that wouldn't have anything to do with these guys. And I explained to you why. If you don't understand that it is a big deal. Sheriff does have the ultimate say in his county, and he can even throw the feds out. So this is why these guys want to talk to them. They knew they were in trouble. So this is why they went this direction, why they picked to do this direction. And then they told them that wasn't going to happen, and Ryan got back into the truck and they took a shot at him at that point. So the evidence, of course, nobody can see the vehicle now, but they shot they missed him and hit the passenger's mirror. So to say that nothing happened there, it did. There's all kinds of witnesses that witnessed that, and then if you can see the muzzle flashes, which I know they're there, and I'm struggling, like I said, trying to find them right now. Maybe some of you guys' equipment's better, and you'll be able to see them. But I gave you a general idea of where to look for them, and then ultimate proof. I can show you that, and that's you'll see that the right tail light has been shot out. It's functioning, and then it's not. So I will show you that, and I'm not sure where it's at. I know it's coming up here pretty soon, but when that comes up, I'll slow the film down and point it out. And it shouldn't be too far away from where we're at now. Somewhere from this, somewhere in this general area was where I picked up on a couple of flashes at one point after this drone moves around towards the back, and it's getting darker, as you can tell. So you can see can't see anything direct, but you can see the light, a general flash. And like I said, I'm just struggling seeing them right now. But what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to, in just a second here, I'll come up and I'll point to the area where it should be. And I think I saw one right in here, but my arrow pointer may have messed it up. I don't know. Excuse me. Here it comes right now. See, there's the muzzle flash right in here. So you want to look for that in that, I guess, general area. And basically, area watches between the back of the truck and the Fed's vehicles, that area right between them on the pavement there. You should be able to pick up on one of them. You see how these guys are, you can tell they're really worried. They're standing around there. They're armed and everything, but what are they doing? And I think they were wanting them to exit so they could kill them. That's I know that sounds drastic, but you tell me. Remember, this is a routine traffic stop. So if it is, why haven't they approached them? Why did they take a shot at them? Of course, you can't technically prove that they took a shot at them, except that you do have the eyewitness accounts of it. And if you could see the vehicle, you could see that the right rearview mirror got shot. But I will be able to show you here in just a minute, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that they had to have been shooting at that truck because they shot out the right tail light. Just that happened not too soon before Lavoy decided they needed to go in order to save their lives, in order to try to save their lives. So as this comes down, I'm going to try to, hopefully, I thought it was a little quicker than this, but when they pull in a little closer, but this area you can see between the two vehicles, the Lavoy's truck and these guys, this pavement area here, between the two and even the snowbank, maybe a little bit, you'll be able to pick up on muzzle flashes a couple of different times. Thought this thing would be, this part's longer than I remembered it being. Now when this drone moves around towards the back, you should be able to pick up the tail light. I think it's still there at this point. I just don't remember it moving this slow before. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I missed it already. Maybe the light has already been shot out. Can you guys see it there? Oh, I think I see it still. Yeah, you can see it there. All right. You see both tail lights are intact. That one is working there. We got catching just the corner of it. But that's shortly going to disappear. And it didn't happen on its own. It took around, it knocked out the tail light. I'm not sure exactly where that happens, but right after that happens, they decide it's time to leave. You see the lights there? They're both on now. Okay, you guys, I had to edit my audio rather, because I just discovered, okay, the right tail light got shot out, and so did the canopy light, up above. Watch those carefully, and notice just before the tail light goes out, there's a flash. It is gone now. You guys see that? Now it looks like he's getting ready to take off. Yeah, that's exactly when he took off, was right after that light got shot out. You guys did see that, right? Okay, now he's taking off, and I honestly don't blame him. What are you supposed to do? It's fight or flight. These guys are afraid for their lives at this point. And to say that they haven't been shot at, if you couldn't see the flashes, I have seen them, but if you couldn't see the flashes, then what you can't discount is that tail light was there and now it's not. Okay, so uh, now they're headed out and they're going to go up the road here just a little bit, and then they're going to run into the barricade again. This was a routine traffic stop. Why would there be a barricade up here, right? This was all planned, you guys. You know that. So he's coming out of here, and somewhere in here I will have to stop because I want to slow it down to show you the other lie. And that lie is they claim that when he came in here that he tried to run over their agent. I'm going to show you that it was just the opposite. The agent came out from behind a car and I believe shot at him. And there's a hole in the window that says that's what happened. But at any rate, it even looked like Lavoy tried to turn left, swerve harder left, even more to make sure he didn't hit that guy because he came out of nowhere. But I'm going to show you this, and there was no way Lavoy was trying to hit him. It was a total lie. But that's their story. Okay? So keep that in mind as we come around the corner here, because it's getting ready to happen. I'm gonna slow this whole thing down so that you can see it for yourselves of what took place there. Okay, now watch as he comes up here. Watch this agent come out from behind the car and run in front of him. There he comes. See him? And it looks like Lavoy tries to miss him. Okay? As Lavoy comes out of this bank, into this bank, he gets out with his hands up, and then I'm going to point out the three shooters. And it's going to happen right about now. There he comes. He's coming out with his hands up. Here's the first shooter right here. And he's got his hands up. You'll see him step forward, take a firing stance, and shoots him. Shoots him, and he goes down to his side. And then the second shooter comes out, and I'll point him out here. Right there. Comes out, and he takes a shooting stance and shoots him right there. You see him go down with both hands, but tries to turn around and actually tries to put his hand back up, and he shoots him again. I believe he shot him twice there. Then he turns around. You notice he's not facing any of these guys. He's facing the truck, and this guy comes out of the woods, shooter 3, and he shoots him in the head. It's a headshot. Kills him. It said that they shot him. They think they shot him 2 or 3 more times after he was on the ground. Nobody knows for sure. This was murder, you guys. Just plain murder. Doesn't say anything else. So there you have it. That's this was an ambush, and it needs to be dealt with. Notice they didn't even clear the gun. That's standard operating procedure if they were afraid. They didn't even check him out. And then it goes on from what looks like about another 8 or 10 minutes. And they unload on this pickup. The people that are in there. It's when Alan's brother gets wounded. But There was never any fire from there or anything, but you'll see the splashes. They just unload on this truck, and then if you look real carefully, uh, when it gets around to the front here, this goes on for a while, but they you can see puffs of snow where they're shooting bullets into it. The one girl that was in the truck said that she estimated 100 to 120 rounds through the pickup. That they thought they were going to die there. They looked for something white to try to hang out the window or something. These people intended to murder them too, except that there must have been somebody with a conscience that wasn't going to buy into anything after the initial onslaught. So apparently they gave up and the people were alive. But it wasn't because they didn't try to hurt them. You guys, watch this thing. It's it's sad, man. Anyway, if you watch the front end of this pickup, you'll see puffs of snow fly up. And that is them still shooting at the truck. Remembering, they're not getting fired at or anything. These people are down on the floor. There goes one right there. They're hovered down on the floor trying not to get killed. Why would they do this? This was a setup. It was an ambush. And they intended certain people to die in this thing. And that's exactly what happened. This is a murder. And the FBI knows it. This is this is their own video, and how they thought they were going to slide by this is beyond me. It all shows everything if you look at it. All right. So there you have it. It's murder. Something needs to be done about it.